So what exactly do I mean when I say that you can main the Dino Tamer? Is it because of his speed? Is it because of his damage? Is it because of how he plays? And that actually depends on you. If you like his play style, then good on you. But I'm going to be talking more about his speed rather than damage. His damage is decent, but the update didn't change that. The update changed the way that his ultimate actually works, so it incorporates movement speed. So if you have movement speed on your gear, then it'll go on your ult. So if I use my ultimate right now with 16 movement speed on each piece, then I'll have 127 movement speed, which I believe can go to like 130 something with max Crystal 3 gear, but I'm not sure. So the reason why this is pretty good is because 127, that's more than a 5k PR knight or 25k PR knight subclass, which is 25 or 125 or 120, something like that. I think it's 120. But the big thing is just the duration. Now the Vanguard's one ability gives him about 20 movement speed, so I think I have 119 movement speed when I use it. But that one lasts a lot shorter and it's only 119 compared to 127, which my ultimate for the Dino Tamer actually lasts a lot longer. Now the other thing is just how everything basically applies to your ult. So getting a kill with Perfect Penguin will apply to your ultimate. Lunar Lancer subclass will apply. If you wanted to, you could use Trailblazing, the emblem. And basically, like I said, anything just applies to your ult. So the highest that I've been able to get, I think, is 222, which I believe Dino Tamer is one of, if not the fastest, actual good magic damage classes, because obviously Gunslinger's better, but he's not fast like the Dino Tamer is. And the cool thing, like I said, is your ultimate is almost always up, so you're always just going at this speed, assuming that you have movement speed gear like I do. And I can actually show this. Let me go to a world real quick. Let me go to Uber 10. I think I'm in the middle of something in Uber 10. Let's see. But there are other stuff that affects it. Like, you do need Pyro Disc. You don't need it per se, but it's really nice to have it. I believe there's a Cosmic Gem that also gives you movement speed. It's like 20 when you attack or something. I don't know. I don't know if that stacks. I don't think it does. But if I were to go over to this boss over here, use my ultimate, use a flask, and then right click to throw my net down, he dies pretty fast, and my Dino Tamer doesn't. Well, that's not a boss, is it? I don't think it is. I think the orb is being weird. But really depends on how you play with the Dino Tamer. Like, what I'm using right here is the Conjurer's Crucible Vial, which you need high magic find, which I have like 6.5. But if you have that, then it's really good. Like, if you have about, I don't know, 2,000, 30,000 magic find, then you basically have infinite flasks, and there's no internal cooldown as far as I know on the Conjurer's Crucible Vial. So basically what it does is when you trigger magic find, it gives you a flask. Now I believe it's supposed to be a chance to give you a flask, but every time that I proc magic find, it just gives me a flask. So say that you proc magic find 3 times when you open a chest. That chest, like those magic find triggers, that's going to give you 3 flasks. Basically, it'll give you 3 flasks. Now, I don't think it'll do it all the time, but like I said, in my experience, it basically does it all the time. And for some reason, I couldn't attack there. So yeah, look how quick this actually is. And Lunar Lancer subclass just procced, which is giving me a lot of movement speed. Didn't actually see how much I had because it ran out. Or I just don't know the layout of the actual menu, so it's weird. I believe there was an actual, like there was a portal that I could have taken to do this quicker. But sometimes I don't do it right because I'm not used to I'm just not used to using Dino Tamer. So he can be a lot quicker than this. You just need the right emblems and stuff like that. But he's pretty fun. Like, he might, well, I don't think he's stronger than my Vanguard, maybe. But the other reason why I think it's so good for me is just because I have like a 1.5 mil. Let me do that again. because, you know, that makes it so I can't really die. Well, I mean, I can, but I just have a lot harder over time dying as opposed to my Vanguard that has like 300k health. Now, the only problem that I would say, which is not really a problem, it's just a thing that you can't really do on your ult. You know, you can't go on your mount, like you can't go on another mount while you're ulted. So if you want to use Gonda, then you have to wait for your mount to run out. Or you can get off the mount and then go on a mount. But why would you do that? You know, you're getting you're just basically wasting the rest of your duration of your ults. If that makes any sense. So he is really quick. The most I've been able to get was like 222 movement speed. But I believe it can go to like 239 or something like that. Maybe even higher. I don't actually know for sure. But it does, you know, you need procs to actually happen. Like, you need Pyro Disc. You need it to constantly kill enemies so you can actually get the movement speed buff. You need a lot of this stuff. You need Lunar Lancer subclass. So it's not like you always have the movement speed active. It's just the potential that the class has to be really quick is really up there. And I just think that basically the permanence, it's not really permanent. It can be depending on how you use the Vanguard, not the Vanguard, the Dino Tamer. Basically, for me, it can be a permanent 127 movement speed, which is already pretty good, because that's just base movement speed, basically. The only thing that I will say about the Dino Tamer is that he does seem buggy. Like, his ultimate won't activate for me. I don't know if it's just lag, but that's always been the case for me, where sometimes I actually have to spam 2 to get him to actually go on his ults. And if you do that, you run into the risk of activating another bug where you'll get stuck in your animation and you'll actually have to swap classes to, you know, you have to swap classes and then swap back to actually play as him again, like play as him normally, because as far as I know, that animation does not end. It's just broken and whatnot. So yeah, so here's this as a, like with the speed that I have. So what I can do, because I can actually afford to do this, is just randomly while I'm going to a dungeon, I can just use a flask. Because, like, let me use 2 right here. Let me see. I might get 2 Magic Find triggers from this chest. It doesn't always happen, but it does happen quite a fair bit for me just because I have so much Magic Find. So I have, you see, like, right there. Like, I already have 15 just because of these enemies that died. They triggered Magic Find. So it's not only from the chests. You know, anything that triggers Magic Find will give you flasks back, which is really good because if you constantly kill enemies, even normal side enemies that aren't bosses can trigger Magic Find, so that just gives you another flask, and really nice. So, in short, I'd say the more Magic Find you have, the better, if that makes any sense, because, like, it depends, because if you have this setup that I have right now, then you can basically have this up for as long as you want. See, that gave me Magic Find. I didn't even open the chest yet, and I'm already back at 15 flasks. So I kind of want to see, like, let me use, like, let me go to 10 flasks, and let me just kill this guy. So, well, I already have 11 because Magic Find triggered. Let's see. Use one again. Okay, that was 1 trigger. Let me go to the next guy. See, and I might just kill guys along the way. Usually in a lot of 3-stars or 5-star dungeons, you'll passively kill things, you'll just get Magic Find out of it. Now, if I keep doing this, I guarantee that I'll just have a lot more flasks. Like, I'll never run out of flasks. Even if I, drop down to like 10, I just won't run out of flasks. I have yet to actually run out of flasks. Maybe if I'm like really unlucky, but to be honest, I really doubt that I'm going to get unlucky to the point where I'm just not going to get enough flasks. And really, that's not even that much of an issue, because what you can actually do is if you have origin portals in Uber 10, you can actually use them and it'll bring you back to a loot collector and rejuvenation station because of how Geode or Topside actually works. Because the origin for the world is just like one of the, you know, the shuttles, whatever the game calls them, and it's just a place to refill flasks. It's really nice. See, like, you probably heard that I was spamming 2 and he wouldn't get on his ult. So, in Shadow Towers, I haven't really tested how he is in Shadow Towers, but I would assume he's pretty good. Now, a lot of people are like under the impression of if they can't solo Ultra Towers, then they're bad or something, which it's like, I've always said it, the devs have said this too, it's like, you're not meant to solo Ultra Towers, like, we're not even supposed to be able to do it, it's just, we can. So people have, like, these high expectations for classes, where they have to do this, or else they're not exactly the best. It's like, who cares if you can solo Ultra Towers or not, it's you know, it's just really fun to use him. My damage is not the best, as you can plainly see. So I'm not doing the most, but I gotta actually level him. It's mainly his speed. He's way faster than my Vanguard, so technically I can clear dungeons way faster with my Dino Tamer as opposed to my Vanguard just because of that speed. So that's that. This video is actually longer than I wanted it to be, but I kind of got, you know, in the mood to like do dungeons, so I just kept doing them, I guess. So that's that. I know this wasn't like the best way to show off his speed and whatnot, because I don't think I actually ever peaked the movement speed where it could get to like 222. So with that being said, I guess, ooh, I'm almost at 30k. But with all that being said, guys, hopefully that, you know, hopefully you could actually see how fast Dino Tamer can be if you have the right stuff. But to be honest, a lot of classes can be as quick as, well, not a lot. Some of the classes can be as quick as Dino Tamer with certain stuff, but it's mainly his ults, where my ult just has a base 127 movement speed, so it's just really nice. So yeah, that's all for that, guys. So I will see you in the next video, so see you guys later, and goodbye.